Welcome to Marlins Park. Hot day, muggy in South Florida. And the Nats have Max going tonight on his birthday to try to make it 2 in a row here and 3 in a row overall. Hey guys, come on in, enjoy some air conditioning and watch a big league ball game. So the Nats, it's hard to figure, right? 2 teams in the same division, but total dominance, 15 of the last 16, plus 67 on the run, scoring 7.5 per game, and the Nats just keep beating up on the Miami Marlins, a young ball club totally rebuilding their thing. And Trey Turner's right in the middle of the whole thing. It took a while for the offense to get going last night, but Tommy Malone kept it going, and then everybody took over.
Yeah, Trey Turner, little talk with Adam Eaton in Milwaukee. Made some adjustments offensively that Dan's going to talk about. When that leg kick is slow and that front side is closed, Trey is dangerous when he's getting on top of the baseball. Has a tendency to hit a lot of pop-ups when that front side flies open, but last night you saw the front side close. You saw the results, 3 for 6, 3 RBI, a home run, a triple, a single, a double shy of the cycle. So Trey Turner with a big night kind of ignited the offense, and that's what speedy guys do.
Yeah, and at least this season he has a lot to do with the Nats' dominance of Miami. Remember, he hit the home run in the game when the Nats were down 9-0 before they came back and won it. He had a grand slam later in that game as well. Youth was served last night and continues to be the way Juan Soto is going.
I mean, what can you say about Juan Soto that hasn't been said already? I mean, the guy's just incredible. 19 years old. He's a teenager, a teeny bopper, if you will, the way he's been swinging it lately. The home run in Milwaukee, his 11th. Last night, a big-time night. 25 extra base hits and 198 at-bats. Put on a show last night. Was walked twice intentionally. Only the 4th time a teenager's ever been walked twice intentionally in a game. So look at the last 6 games for Juan Soto. The numbers speak for themselves.
And just for the fun of it, we'll tell you, and we'll have a little bit more on this later, Victor Robles has just been promoted to AAA Syracuse, and he's going to get some at-bats there, and who knows what might happen and what the outfield might look like over the next several weeks or the next couple of months. Max Scherzer on the mound tonight. We're going to have more on the pitching matchup, of course, coming in segment 2, but you don't want to call it a guaranteed win night, but when you've won a couple in a row with Roark and Malone doing their thing, you feel real good about a Friday night with Max.
Well, hey, this lineup has given Max some problems in the past. Derek Dietrich is a thorn in Max's side, so this isn't a layup for Scherzer. It's his 34th birthday, so hopefully he celebrates it on the mound tonight in a big way, but we love every 5th day when this guy pitches.
Yeah, Max will get charging to the mound here shortly. Leads the National League in wins, innings, strikeouts, opponent's batting average. He's right there in starts and so many other different categories. So we'll continue from Miami in a moment with segment 2. Scherzer getting ready to take on the Fish. Nationals, often referred to as the Nats. Game 2 of the 4-game weekend series. Let's have a look at some pitching. And Tanner Roark, so outstanding in Milwaukee on Wednesday, his 8 innings. And then FP, we found out a lot, I think, about Tommy Malone last night. That thing could have gone really badly for him after that first inning. Then he put 4 zeros on the board and gave his ball club time to come on and win the game.
Yeah, settled down after the first inning, 4 shutout, like you just said. We were impressed with Tommy last night. Did a nice job. And Tanner Roark seems like he's back. That's definitely one to build on. Can't do much better than he did Wednesday at Milwaukee.
So they lead into this guy who's 24-5 on the road in his last 34 starts away from Nationals Park. The ERA, the opponent's batting average, really mirroring the other numbers that he has this year.
Yeah, you look at what he's done to right-handers this year, 72.6% strike rate. That's tops in baseball. So 4 righties in the lineup tonight for the Marlins. Good luck.
Looks like Derek Lilliquist is calling lots of strikes out there. And then there's the youngster, 22-year-old rookie, Pablo Lopez. He's 2-1 with a 5 ERA in July 5th at the Nats. Got a no decision. Gave up 5 earned runs in 5 innings, walked a couple, and gave up a home run. So that's the pitching matchup. He's got to deal with what the Nats are doing against the Marlins this year. .397 on base percentage while winning 7 out of 8. The Nats are scoring 8.1 runs a game against Miami. Do they have a pitcher who can step up and stop it? We'll see if the rookie can do it, but Max is on our side tonight. Bank. There's no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. And by Ocean City, Maryland. There's no end to the fun you'll have in Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. The Masson drone with some amazing shots from along South Beach, not too far from here. And here we are in Little Havana, just west of downtown Miami, for the 9th meeting of the year between these two ball clubs. The Nats have won all 4 here, and here's the lineup with Adam Eaton on base 12 of his last 13 games, hitting over .340 his last 20 games. Then it's Turner and Harper. Matt Adams back in there tonight. .304 since coming off the DL. Soto and Murphy. And then Mark Reynolds. How about that pop in the number 7 spot with Matt Wieters and Max Scherzer against the rookie, 22-year-old Pablo Lopez.
Well, you see the arsenal for Pablo Lopez. Good arm side run on his fastball. I just saw something that I haven't seen in a long time in Major League Baseball, if ever. They had a photographer right off the mound on a knee taking a picture of Lopez while he's warming up. Then he went behind him like it was 1940. They're taking pictures of him on the mound while he's warming up. I would have told him to get the heck out of there. 5th career start. Last start was the 21st against Tampa, 2-1 winner. Gave up just 1 run on 2 hits over 6 against the Rays. Struck out 6 through 89 pitches in his last start. Here's a defense tonight for the Marlins behind Lopez. Dietrich, Sierra Anderson the outfield. Riddle, Castro up the middle. Prado, Bohr at the corners, and JT Real Muto behind the plate.
Yeah, for those of you who maybe don't know or don't remember seeing some of the old-time photos, there used to be photographers on the field behind the battery and behind the hitter in the old days, and I don't know of any fatalities that ever resulted from that, but I'm sure there were some anxious moments with foul balls whizzing by. So a different time, a different era, and one thing they almost forgot is the rosin bag, which just now made its way to the mound. So the photographer beat the rosin to the hill here tonight in Miami.
That was a weird scene.
7-11 is our time. Play, says Chris Siegel.
I'd like to see him try to do that to Max when he goes out there. See what happens.
Adam Eaton, 2 walks. In the ball game last night, that on-base percentage is sitting at .404. He's faced Lopez twice. Actually, just once. It was a bases-loaded walk for an RBI. And a strike call on the inside edge. Chris Siegel, the 5-year veteran, has the plate tonight. Tim Timmons, Mike Michlinski, and the crew chief Angel Hernandez, first, second, and third. Eaton going left field way. It's going to hang up there, and an easy play for Derek Dietrich.
So Trey out Pablo Lopez, you remember July 5th, that was a big comeback game. Trey Turner got him back into it with this one. That's the one that made it 9-3, I believe, and you started thinking, all right, this game's not over, they got a chance. And then Trey would hit a grand slammy and then do all kinds of other stuff.
The Nats would go on to score 4 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th, 4 in the 7th, and win a crazy game 14-12. 26 hits, 26 runs in that game. Trey is 1 for 3 with that homer, a couple of RBIs against Pablo. 1-2. Young man gets the ball back and he's ready to roll.
Yep.
Outfield straight away for Trey. Took a little bit off and it just missed. Marlins, by the way, didn't mention this last night. At least defensively, from the numbers, they're 4th best in the league. And that is a sweet swing to right center. Trey Turner's thinking 3 until the Marlins stop him, and they will, as Sierra got to the ball in good time. So Trey Turner gets the hit he needed last night for the cycle. Who knows? He might be on his way to another one.
Well, I'm counting that. That's the cycle for Trey Turner in this series. A double shy last night, and he starts this one up in the first with extra bases. So there goes a no-hitter. Trey Turner. Boy, he stayed closed on that. Nice swing.
Well, they have the career grand slam in golf and tennis. How about the series cycle between last night and tonight for Trey? And here's Bryce. Harper 0 for 2 on that night against Lopez. Nats start the night 7 back of the Phillies, and now just 4.5 behind the Braves. Davies Ball Club looking to take that step over 500 tonight.
Got back up on his shoulder again.
Yeah, it is parallel to the ground before he lifts it.
Yeah, why do hitters do that? They're searching for something that feels comfortable and that they can have confidence in and be consistent. You tinker with stuff in the tee, in the cage before the game. Then you take it into batting practice. It feels good there, and then you take it into the game. So, the fact that he's switching up where that bat is on a nightly basis, telling me he's trying to figure it out and get something that works and feels comfortable, that he's confident in.
I do like that stat we saw. 9 RBIs, Bryce's last 9 games. And his double last night in the 7th inning got him to 60 on the year. One-two count, 1 out. And the breaking ball up. Harper couldn't get to it. 2 down.
Yeah, fastball's away, and then that's a pitch that Bryce usually hits in the upper deck. I mean, that was a curveball that just kind of was right down the middle. He usually does not miss that pitch.
Cleanup man tonight, Matt Adams. So how about this quartet of lefties? Harper, Adams, Soto, Murphy. 3 through 6. Matt had a couple of hits against Lopez in that game, 2 for 2. He's not going to miss that one. Out to center it goes. Trey Turner flying home. The throw by Sierra offline. Nats lead. And then Real Muto knows he's got plenty of time to throw out Matt Adams at second. So the Nats take the lead. It'll go 8-4. And Matt Adams has just driven in his 42nd run of the year. So Max Scherzer has a run with which to work. He'll go to work in a second.
Back of his pants, those are the lucky pants. He'll keep those. And here's Bob with the Marlins lineup.
On the heels of that, a guy who has his hitting shoes and his hitting pants on most of the time, Martin Prado. So career against Max Scherzer. Look at this guy. 16 for 35, a homer, 3 RBIs against Max. We got some guys who've done some damage against our ace. And here's the leadoff guy that FP referenced during our opening segment, Derek Dietrich. Up the middle, right by Max, but Trey Turner had to actually go to his right as he was in the shift. 1 pitch, 1 out.
There's the arsenal for Max, who's on pace for a 27-pitch complete game shutout.
Take it.
203 against his fastball, 169 against his slider, just 152 is the average against his changeup. All kinds of great numbers when you're leading the league in a bunch of categories and you're going for back-to-back-to-back Cy Young awards.
Next up, the Marlins' good-looking young right fielder and Brian Anderson, who has 114 hits.
Max is working faster than normal tonight too. Look at this. He's ready. And Anderson going to step out and try to slow this at-bat down, but Max is getting it and going.
Yeah, Scherzer waiting on the hitter.
34th birthday today for Max.
1 ball, 2 strikes. So he's only started 3 previous times on his birthday. Winning 2, and the ERA is as bright as a candle. Out to center. Daniel Murphy calling for the fair catch. 2 down.
Right, defense for the Nats behind Max. Soto, Harper, Eaton is your outfield tonight. Turner, Murphy up the middle. Mark Reynolds, not Matt. Matt's going to get in the game sometime later. Matt Adams at first and Matt Wieters. So Matt, and that's Max. Lots of M's today. Mark. Murph.
Michael A. Will Murr. 2 outs, bases empty. Back to baseball. It's Real Muto. Had a couple more hits last night. And this one out to center, and Bryce Harper has to come in after the slugger took that big swing. Very quick bottom of the first. A half dozen pitches in the first inning on Max's birthday. Nicely done by Bryce. 1-0 Nats. Hit a ball a mile here last night. Achieving More, presented by AT&T. So if he had enough at bats to qualify for a bunch of different categories, this is where he would be sitting among the elite hitters in the National League. On base percentage is outstanding. He's at 198 at bats, a ton of extra base hits. 1 for 3, couple of RBIs on a double against Pablo Lopez. Pretty good tail on that fastball. 14 pitches, 9 strikes for Lopez, and then Max comes out and goes 6 over 5. One. Yeah, he's gone deep twice. Consecutive days, right center in Milwaukee, and then that thing pulled with authority to right field last night.
Don Mattingly loves Juan Soto. He was talking about him around the cage yesterday.
I would take that as a ringing endorsement from a manager who is a fantastic big league hitter. And Mattingly, I don't know, maybe like Juan, line drive hitter who hit for plenty of power to go with it. He hit his share of home runs. And there goes another one. See you later. What a reaction by the crowd here, and the Nats lead 2-0.
Come on. It's not that easy, Juan. Unbelievable. That was reminiscent of the one he hit in Yankee Stadium. That was a missile. My goodness, is he good. And you're just watching the evolution of Juan Soto, not so much as a hitter, but his confidence level at the plate. Just his mannerisms between pitches are growing and evolving every single game. Confidence level off the chart. And there's the details. 420. I got that way more than 420. Come on.
Ties Mickey Mantle with 13 home runs as a teenager.
6th home run with 2 strikes this year.
Murphy next. So the last two left-handed batters, Adams and Soto, have done damage, each with RBIs. And that's a great swing by Murphy the other way, but it's going to hang up. And then Derek Dietrich had to jump up to grab it as it had more carry than he anticipated.
Show me the tater again. The magic wand. So 6 of his 13 homers with 2 strikes.
Wow. For want of a better word.
I mean,
and this ball flied out to right field. It's Mark Reynolds for Brian Anderson, 2 down. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons league leaders. So he continues to climb that list, tied with the great Mickey Mantle. Griffey next, and that could happen early in August, or the way he's going, late in July. Bryce, 22 in 2012, and only Tony C better than all those guys. Here's the number 8 hitter, Matt Wieters.
I mean, there's a lesson in there for a lot of major league hitters that maybe a 2-strike adjustment isn't the worst thing in the world if you can still hit taters and put the ball in play on a consistent basis. I mean, watch a 19-year-old maybe? I don't know.
You know, we'd say he's so young he doesn't know any better, but he does. Yeah. Because it's the first thing Mike Rizzo told us about him when he got called up. His knowledge of the strike zone / the 2-strike approach. 0-2 to Wieters. Matt takes the fastball up. Manatí, Puerto Rico. Carlos Beltran's hometown is where. Pardon me, Colombia. I'll get it right here. Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic for Juan Soto. And just continues to amaze us. It's just so impressive. So I'm on base now 30 of his last 35 games. Riddle knows he has time. The Nats take a 2-0 lead. Consecutive hitters, 1 inning apart. Adams a base hit, Soto a homer, and it's 2-0 Washington. Watch, admire, and as a Nats fan, enjoy.
Oh my goodness. How he hits his home run with his lower half. So as a hitting coach, a lot of times you don't look at the guy's upper half at all. Just watch this home run with his lower half and what he gets into it. Go ahead and roll it, boys. He's spread out, he's on his legs, and watch him just throw the hips, throw the backside. and then crush a home run. That swing is spread out. It's all lower half. Those aren't normal 19-year-old legs, by the way. Go down and watch any minor leaguer that's 19 years old, and he's not as filled out as Juan Soto. That's a guy that's worked hard on his lower half, and that's what he just hit that home run with.
Now Max Scherzer has a 2-run lead. Justin Bour leads off. I got a kick out of that first replay. On the rail of the dugout, Trey Turner's jaw dropped when Juan Soto made contact with that baseball. Ball cutting inside, 2-0 to Bour.
I mean, it's a good tip for you younger coaches, too. If you have players that are scuffling offensively, just take your hat, pull it down, and look at from their belt buckle down and watch the lower half. See if the feet are on time, see where the legs are, see where the stride is, all that stuff. Just watch the lower half.
Bour out to left center, and Harper takes it. 4 straight for Max to start the game, and being rather economical about it here early in Miami.
All right,
Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donating $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 homers hit by the Nats this season. Right now they're at 123. Lexus, experience amazing. I mean, he has more than a legitimate shot at hitting over 20 the way he's going. We'll let the numbers take care of itself. Just keep doing what he's doing. Doubles and the homers will come. Hits still coming from Starlin Castro with 118, 4th most in the league. Had a couple here last night. Last night he led off against the lefty Malone. Tonight against the right-hander Scherzer, batting 5th. Two-1. Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast. Pitch number 2 is pretty good. As a chopper came back up and hit Castro.
You know, as an analyst, when you make your home run calls, I lay out. There's been 3 home runs this year that I just wanted to scream on. The one that Bryce hit almost to the cameras in center field at Nats Park. Juan Soto's in Yankee Stadium to right center field, and that one he hit tonight. We're in the dugout, you're just screaming your head off while the ball is in the air.
Swing and a miss on an uncatchable 96 upstairs. No way Castro could catch up. First K for Max, 5 in a row.
Bro, he's feeling it tonight. You can just tell by the tempo. He's not thinking about anything. He's got a 2-run lead in his mind. It's 20-0 right now, and he's got plenty.
Well, here comes his big thorn in the side among Miami hitters, and of course past days with Atlanta, Martin Prado. 457 against Max. And of course they know each other well from the Arizona organization. Martin was there in 13 and 14. Scherzer was gone to the Tigers by then, but these two know each other well, and that's a pretty routine out against a quality big league hitter. 6 straight.
5th. The Reds are in town for that one. Bring non-perishable food items to the center field gate to benefit the Capital Area Food Bank. If you donate 4 more items, you can receive 2 tickets to a future Nats game. That's pretty cool. Visit nationals.com.
Max Scherzer has 12 hits this year, 4 RBIs. He is making a serious bid for a Cy Young and a Silver Slugger.
And an MVP.
You never know. It's happened before.
I mean, who is a candidate in the NL?
There's hit number 13. First time around the order, the Nationals go 4 for 9 against Pablo Lopez.
All right, 269 average going up for Max Scherzer. What do they have it at? 283 now after this knock. So 13 wins, a 283 average, busted it down the line. What new? Start pounding that MVP drum. Why not?
4-game hitting streak. No launch angle at all, and we love the result. Here's Eaton. Fly ball to left first time.
That's the second 4-game hitting streak this year. Max Scherzer, baseball player.
On the grass at third, Prado. No sign of squaring with a pitcher running and your leadoff guy in there, and that's the way Scherzer has started this game. May not take a ton of runs to win, but you like what the offense is doing here. Constantly putting pressure on the Marlins, and that one is by Bohr. Max is racing for third. Bob Henley's going to stop him, and Adam Eaton has himself a double. Second and third, nobody out.
Swing it, boys. Max with the knock up the middle. Adam Eaton taking that fastball with a location mistake. It was supposed to be away. Lopez yanked it to the inner half, and watch Max run. He was flying around second base. Bob Henley holding him up. So second and third, nobody out for Trey Turner.
Yeah, Turner doubled beautifully to right center first time. One infielder in. That's Bohr on the right side. There's a wild pitch, and it's 3-0. Nothing Real Muto could do about that thing. So Scherzer now gets to get a quick breather after his trip around the bases.
Yeah, about a 59-foot curveball right there from Lopez, and JT Real Muto tried to glove it, and Max Scherzer with the read. Look at him. Quick trip around the bases. Good news for the Nats.
Now the infield's in. Eaton at third, nobody out. So Trey, 4 at-bats against Lopez, 2 hits, a homer, 2 RBIs. So it's been a homer and a double. He's going to pull it left side. Eaton has to freeze. Extra crow hop there by Prado just to make sure. 1 out. Harper next. And a great opportunity for Bryce to drive in number 61 or more. So Bryce succeeding 2 out of 3 times roughly in these situations. Off speed. High in the air left field line. Derek Dietrich catches the foul ball, unleashes the throw. No chance. Harper a productive out, and the Nats have a 4-run lead.
Dave Martinez going down to give Bryce a high five. Adam Eaton get all kinds of high fives. First base dugout's a party right now. I love it.
Matt Adams got the RBI thing going 2 innings ago. 2-out single to center, brought in Turner. Change up, floating high. So Matson's coming off the DL. 13th start, hitting over .310 with 3 home runs and now 6 batted in.
Let it rip. Pretty good numbers last 5 against the Fish.
Yeah, he goes on 3-0 and gets a base hit. And Matt Adams is now 4 for 4 against Pablo Lopez.
StatCast AI powered by AWS, and that's SOTO. And he's powered by himself. 104.3, 28 degrees, 420. Did you see that girl taking cover out there? Oh my goodness. She was the only smart fan out there. She put her hands over her head and said, "Look out."
So Juan Nieves, the Miami pitching coach, to the mound. His young starter has been rocked here by the Nats early. 4 runs on 6 hits. Two hits in the first. The Soto homer in the second. 3 more knocks led off by Max Scherzer here in the third. And a ball pulled to the right side. Bohr will just kind of shovel it over to the guy passing him by, Pablo Lopez. Nice inning for the Nats. Scherzer, Eaton, and Harper.
Days ago to see a neurologist after going on the disabled list with a pinched nerve in his neck. Davey Martinez saying earlier today that yesterday Strasburg got a shot in that neck, which the Nationals hope will clear up any of the problems that Strasburg was having. He's essentially going to be shut down now for 72 hours, and then if the discomfort has made its way out of there, the Nationals will get Strasburg on a throwing program. So Davey's saying that this is good news as far as they're concerned. They're hopeful that Strasburg doesn't have any more problems after this 72-hour window, can rejoin the Nationals tomorrow, and Davey's saying he's really fired up to get back with his teammates.
All right, fingers crossed for good news. Thank you, Dan. Bottom of the third, Riddle, Sierra, Lopez. Max Scherzer, 6 outs on 17 pitches. JT Riddle 1 for 6 career against Max. Down and in, nasty. He has now struck out 2 of the last 3. Nissan pitch cast.
He usually throws a cutter to lefties. This one had more depth to it, so a 3-pitch see it. Now that was a cutter. Subtle at the end. Looked like a slider live, but then you watch a replay. Watch it just change lanes here under the hands. Oh.
Magneuris Sierra, the rookie, 1 for 8 in his first 2 big league games. Aggressive young hitter. FP noted last night. Swing mode every time up.
Yeah, that took a super smart analyst to figure that one out.
2 swings, 2 fouls, 2 strikes.
I was on top of my game last night.
So from PNC Bank, make today the day. And so the losses and no decisions under 2 runs of support. Max getting plenty of support tonight. He's got the pitcher on deck here as he faces the number 8 guy, the rookie Sierra. Pretty good take, no swing according to Angel Hernandez. 2-2.
Max has had a 15-2 win, a 12-4 win, and an 18-4 win. I feel like those numbers are a little skewed.
You're exactly right. Fastball up, see ya. 2 down. 3 Ks of the last 4 hitters. He's going for a stroll.
All right, Mets series, here they come, July 31st and August 1st. Come out to celebrate U.S. Marine Corps Day at the ballpark on the 31st. Then leave work early, noon start on the 1st. Visit nationals.com for more details.
Lopez as a big league hitter, 2 for 7.
Oh, he just seems recharged tonight. I feel like the All-Star game, maybe not even the 2 innings, Cart, but all the stuff you have to do during the All-Star break when you're the starting pitcher can take it out of you. All the different events you're going to, one place to another. We saw them during the press conference, and they have to go on the field for the team pitcher. Then they're here, then they're there. I mean, it's 2 days of non-stop besides the game. And it's fun, but he looked like he went through an all-star break where he was participating in everything and then went out there max effort for 2 innings against the American League last start. Battled through it, won his 3rd in a row, but tonight he looks recharged.
2 balls, 1 strike, and Max will start over, which you can do with nobody on base. Eugenio Suarez has homered in Cincinnati to put the Reds on top of the Phillies. And they're underway in Atlanta, where Clayton Kershaw is pitching against Mike Foltynewicz tonight. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He struck out the side. 96, 13 pitches in the frame, and Max dominating, as is the Nats offense. Ford Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. 86 and muggy outside in Miami tonight. Right now it's 78 inside and feeling quite comfy with the Nationals on top 4-0.
All right, Anthony Rendon's got a bobblehead. It's presented by PNC Bank. First 25,000 fans, Reds in town, Friday, August 3rd, 7:05. Get the Rendon bobble. Script Nationals on the jersey. Get your tickets today at nationals.com. That'll be a good one to have.
And Anthony Rendon also has a baby. Wife Amanda giving birth yesterday to Emma Kate. Congratulations to Anthony, Amanda, and we wish nothing but great health and happiness to little Emma Kate. Congrats to the Rendon family.
Davey and Bryce having it looked like a pump-me-up speech between innings. He had his arm around him the whole time, was patting him on the chest. I think an encouragement speech, and nice job of getting the run in, something like that. It's good stuff.
Top of the fourth. Hits keep on coming. Daniel Murphy checks in with his first. He came in last night as a pinch hitter, promptly doubled. So a refreshing evening off for Murph. Back in there tonight. He's aboard. And the Nats have had their leadoff man on or rounding the bases in 3 of the first 4 innings. Shift on for Mark Reynolds. Fly ball to right for Mark, first time up. Another guy who's done serious damage to the Marlins staff this year. He had a single and walked 3 times last night, once intentionally.
Heads up in the Clevelander.
Made an offer. Looked like he stopped. Tim Timmons agrees. And the base runners keep on coming. It's 2 on, nobody out.
So Mark Reynolds, the big game, the 5 for 5, 10 RBIs, couple of taters, July 7th. Just soak it in together. Too many hits, he couldn't make it all in between pitches.
That's good.
I know, that's a good thing.
Matt Wieters grounded a short first time. Hot hitter on deck.
Good hitter on deck.
Time given by Chris Siegel at the last second.
Lopez took a long look at Murphy at second. And Murph's going nowhere, and I don't know if he's confident in the fact that maybe the base runners know his signs.
Wieters slow roll to right side. They'll get the middle runner. So Murphy to third, Reynolds out at second, and Matt Wieters at first.
Up 4-0. Do you think Max bunts it to first right here and tries to score Murph, or Davey Martinez lets him swing?
Max has a grand total of 1 sacrifice this year.
He's a much better hitter than he is a bunter. We'll see. Surveying the premises.
Prado hanging around the bag at third, and Murphy getting a short lead over there.
How many pitchers in the National League with runners at first and third, 1 out, would be allowed to hit? It's a huge compliment from his manager right now.
It is.
I don't think too many. I can think of about 3 or 4 maybe. That was just to see if Max was squaring around or a squeeze was on. Maybe a hit and run, I doubt it.
One. Target moving a little inside, and then Lopez misses on the other side.
I'm thinking Bumgarner.
Certainly.
Max.
Only other guy I can really think of, if he was healthy, Adam Wainwright.
Kershaw. Maybe.
Way inside.
DeGrom, maybe.
3 balls, 1 strike. Scherzer to the left side. Eaton will hold, and the Marlins will turn a 5-4-3 double play. That's it for the Nats. First inning in which they don't score. Make today the day. This old guy is all of 20. Victor Robles. Tonight, a walk, a solo homer for the Syracuse Chief. And by the way, he's 21 now. And so his minor league career, you can look at the numbers there. And I was told today that Victor is 100% healed from the injury. He's feeling great. It's a matter of timing for him as far as seeing enough live pitching, and who knows what's ahead with Victor Robles on the way.
Well, he can play too. Don't forget about Robles. And don't forget about hot dogs. It's Bob Carpenter's favorite meal. That would be his last supper. Check out some Max strikeouts tonight. He's got 4 of them. 30 pitches for Max, 19 strikes. And He has been locked in from the first pitch. Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $44 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this year.
Had no idea I was on death row, but I would take hot dog on a pizza maybe.
Electric chair, that's your meal.
Well, in that case, fried chicken. Bottom of the fourth, here's Max against Derek Dietrich, who lifts one foul. He made an out on the first pitch of the game for Scherzer. 6 pitches first inning, then 11, and then 13 to get through 3.
The opponents are at 277 against Max on the first pitch, so that's why you're seeing Dietrich hack.
Fastball gave him something to think about. Shift on. Murphy 10 feet into right field. As I mentioned, that first at bat, Dietrich bounced it past Max. Hit with pretty good authority, and Trey Turner had to actually move to his right to make that first play.
Cutter in's been his friend against lefties so far in this one. Looks like they're going away here. Back.
Sliding one to the outside edge. Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
Well, opponents are hitting 085 and a 1-2 count against Max. Wanted to say it after, not before, and that was a 1-2 count, and that was his 5th strikeout.
4 in a row. Anderson and Real Muto, the next 2 Marlins here, bottom of the 4th. Anderson popped up to Murphy first time. Did he? No, says Tim Timmons. Hitter unhappy. Anderson thought it was inside. 1-1.
Chris Siegel's hunting strikes. Max Scherzer's working quick. He's pounding the strike zone, and guess what? He's Max Scherzer, so he's going to get the borderline pitches against the rookie every single time. Fastball's jumping, isn't it? Whew.
Free and easy 96. And then he hits him. Oddly, the second time this year Anderson's been hit by Max Scherzer. He's at first with 1 out. Marlins first base runner.
Dropped down the changeup, and it just got away from him once. Kind of gets underneath this changeup on the inside of it. It's right the side of the knee.
And he was making a legit effort to get out of the way.
So now Max in the stretch for the first time in this one.
JT Real Muto flared one to center first time. Rice broke back, recovered, and came in to grab it off the shoot tops, ending the first inning.
Two nasty front door sliders. He threw both of these right at JT, and he can't fire off a swing. Watch where these start. And don't forget, he's stepping behind Real Muto. He's got the 3/4 release. So that pitch is starting in the Marlins dugout, basically, from what Real Muto's looking at.
0-2 now with 1 out. Does he have a ground ball pitch? Or does he get number 6 on the strikeout side? There is the ground ball. Not hit that quickly. And Real Muto, who runs well, beats it easily. But Max made a good pitch to get the second out.
Well, Matt Wieters is telling you what he thinks about the Scherzer slider right there in that at-bat. He knows Real Muto can hit, and he's just pumping threes down there. Max is liking how it feels too. Matt Wieters will tell you if he sees something that's working, he's going to go with it. Right now, the fastball slider combo for Max is as good as we've seen it all year.
Justin Bohr, fly ball to center, first time up. Murphy just into short right field here.
All right, manage your dream team in franchise mode, plus get weekly stats and roster updates. RBI Baseball 18 is available right now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone.
Oh, 2. Swing and a miss on a pitch, diving down and in.
All right, move around between innings while the Nats hit. But when the Nats come back on defense, go right back to where you were sitting and don't move a muscle.
After his big 3-hit game last night, Trey Term, he told me that he made a small adjustment which he feels is paying big dividends for him over the last couple days. It's something minor where he's focusing on keeping his front shoulder more closed, which he thinks will keep him in there longer and have him in better position to square a ball up when he decides to swing. Trey has been saying really all season long that he feels like he's been fouling pitches off that he typically puts in play and puts in play hard, and he feels like the minor tweak of keeping that front shoulder closed a bit longer will have him in a good hitting position when he chooses to pull the trigger, and will give him a better chance, guys, to do damage when he does fire off a swing.
Well, results lately speaking for themselves. Top 5, top of the order, Eaton, Turner, Harper.
Well, if you get your leg kick up early and slow, if you're Trey Turner, and you get the foot down, it allows you to keep that front side closed. But if you're late with your leg kick, you have to create space from the baseball because it's on top of you. How to create space? You fly open and try to get away from the ball, and that's when he hits pop-ups in the infield. So if that leg kick is early and slow, it allows him to keep that front side closed to the last second, and that's why he drove that ball to right field and that one down the right field corner last night.
Adam Eaton takes one upstairs, 2-2.
It all starts with the lower half, everything in the swing.
And then Eaton able to adjust to keep the bat moving long enough to foul off that off speed. Road warrior as well, along with everything else he does for our ball club. He'll take the leadoff walk, and now 4 innings out of 5. The first man's been aboard.
Trey last night with a 3-piece McNugget, a home run that killed the Flamingo. We checked today, it's actually still alive, it's just wounded. And then the triple down the corner, almost his second home run. That's a good sign whenever he's going that way, and he would single too. So 3 hits and a homer last night for Trey.
Ooh, look out. Yeah, Trey started the series hitting 261.
Front side Dan's talking about, but watch the leg kick, how slow it is. And now he can keep that front side closed and unwind at the last second because his lower half is on time. Lower half's late, you can't stay closed because the ball's on you.
What a great look at that. Upstairs. Good job by Lopez of changing eye level there. And that is his second strikeout tonight. Bryce Harper next.
I wonder how many of those hits Trey had last night were facing a pitcher out of the windup versus the stretch, because sometimes with the leg kick, the stretch can get tricky for a hitter. When to start it early. And
well, first time stretch, base hit. Second time leadoff, wind up, homer. And then his triple in the 7th FP was with 2 men aboard, Defoe and Taylor. Inside edge, says Chris Siegel.
what does pitch cast by Nissan think as Real Muto reaches across the plate?
Yeah, he had to reach over, and sometimes that will cost the battery the call. Not that time. Rice, a sac fly last time, second RBI of the series, and 61. Scooter Gennett started the night with 63 for the 10th position in the National League RBI list, and so Bryce on the verge of busting into that group. Strokes one beautifully the other way. That's a hot shot on one hop to Derek Dietrich. 2 on, 1 out.
Pretty swing. Thinking about the other way, looked like an off-speed pitch. Might have been a changeup, but he just smooths it to left field. 105-mile-an-hour smoothing to left field.
Matt Adams, 2 singles tonight, 1 up the middle, 1 to right field. One was a line drive, the other on the ground. And Lopez trying to get him out for the first time. 4 meetings, 4 hits. Calmly laying off that fastball, 1-1. Look at the numbers when men are in scoring position, where Eaton is stationed right now. Got the count in his favor. Two on the foul tip. And a breaking ball hit into right. Brian Anderson getting behind it. Eaton will stop. Took a couple of steps, and the strong throw blocked by Prado over at third. 2 down.
Yeah, that's not a guy you want to run on. Anderson can really throw. So here comes must-see TV when he's hitting lately. Check this out.
Most extra base hits through 200 at bats by guys younger than 20. And Juan Soto now has 26. More than Bryce, Tony C., Phil Cavaretta, and the great Griffey.
I got a better one for you coming up. I got a topper for that graphic coming up. All right, here you go. Watch this. First teenager to homer in 3 straight games since Jimmy did it in 1898. Jimmy Sheckard, I'm guessing? Yeah. That's a while ago, 1898.
It's 2 centuries ago, so to speak. That one bounces, and Rio Muto picks it cleanly.
When you start breaking Jimmy Sheckard's records, look out.
That may have survived longer than any other major league hitting record that I can think of. 19th century, come on.
Props to Jimmy.
Have to talk to Johnny to see how it looked when he went deep in those games. Bohr to Lopez. Just kidding, Holiday Kid. It's all Nats, 4-0.
Later, Nats, woo! And the skipper is doing some, oh, we got a little hairstyling going on right there. All right. It's brought to you by Dominion National, providing innovative high-value dental and vision benefits to area employers and individuals. I'd be smiling too if I was Juan Soto. Life is good.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Starlin Castro. Max's first strikeout victim. He's going to hit one hard to center, but Bryce Harper is over in that direction. 1 pitch, 1 out. Top 5 or bottom 5. And that's the thing about Max's night. Outs are coming quickly when he's not fanning people.
Good read by Bryce. Too much hang time. 1 out.
Prado and Riddle the next 2. Martin Prado got jammed first time and hit one to Turner on the ground. Two and 0.
10 of 15 hitters first pitch strikes for Max, so he's been pounding the zone. Go heater here, you go slider.
Great fastball hitter. Great everything hitter. He goes with the fastball, and Martin Prado gets the first Miami hit of the night. Kind of figured if Max could get by him, we might look up in the 6th or 7th inning and something special would be going on.
Well, there's 3 guys tonight that I thought would give Max trouble once you saw the stuff he had when you're talking about a no-hitter. It was Dietrich, Real Muto, and that guy that just got the knock. Those are the 3 I had circled as tough outs for Max in this one. And in a 3-1 count, he did go fastball, and Prado got a hit.
JT Riddle, strikeout victim number 2 when he led off the 3rd. By the way, Johnny Holiday fans all over me. I just want them to know the only reason I do that is because Johnny tells everybody who will listen that I was his favorite announcer when he was growing up. So the ball's in his court, 1-1 here to JT Riddle, the shortstop.
Well, I have no excuse when I said 80s night was after Johnny Holiday when I read the promo. Just a cheap shot, and I have no excuse.
Probably one of the top 3 likable people I've ever met.
He's the best.
In sports. Broadcasting, sports, whatever. And this one out to center. Here comes Bryce. He's busy out there. He had designs on gunning one to first with Prado heading back. 2 down. Highest percentage of pitches thrown for strikes, just under 70%. Talking about some all-star guys right there. Chris Sale going for the Red Sox tonight. Severino, the Yankee star. DeGrom, of course, who I think the Mets are nuts if they trade. And Miles Michaelis.
It's 73% strikes to right-handed hitters.
Magneuris Sierra.
He's swinging.
We'll tell you when he doesn't, or you can just watch for yourself. And it's interesting that the league's leading hitter against right-handing pitching is 0 for 2 tonight. That's JT Real Muto, who came in at .342, but not facing your average right-hander at all. So Max is cruising. 1 base hit, 1 measly little hit through the first 5 innings.
And look who's coming to town. Mets, Reds, Braves, Marlins, Phillies, Brewers. So Nats Pass is available exclusively through MLB Ballpark app. So download that today and start enjoying unlimited Nats baseball. $65. Watch all those games. That is a good deal.
Nats box. So Reynolds and Wieters want to check in. Everybody else has, including Max Scherzer. They've been so impressive tonight and last night offensively. So in the series so far, the Nats have 14 runs on 18 hits. Max, by the way, is averaging 11 pitches per inning. So top six: Murphy, Reynolds, Wieters. He did, says Angel Hernandez. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There's some good sneaky things going on right now if you watch a club every day. Adam Eaton's running around like a crazy man. He's healthy. Murph is on his legs more. Zim's swinging it. I mean, there's a lot of positive going on all of a sudden. Yeah, I know they're 51 and 51. I know they're 7 games back. But when you're looking for little signs that if things can do a 180 and turn around here and you can catch the teams in front of you, those are 3 big ones, for me at least. They're not just names in the lineup now. They're names in the lineup that are doing what they've done traditionally. Tanner Roark kind of locked in the other day in Milwaukee.
Yeah, can't wait to see his next start after that.
So there's signs if you're watching closely and you're looking for the right things.
Murphy laying off the off speed in the dirt. Eric Fetty with Tanner Roark. Two balls, 2 strikes. Anytime you're tied with Jose Altuve in anything, that's pretty good. Murphy gets big time wood on that thing. Look at it fly. Base of the wall. Daniel Murphy into second. 2 hits in a row. He's 2 for 3 tonight.
There's signs if you're looking. Murph, that wasn't over the infield, Murph. That was over the outfield, too. 6th double of the year for Daniel hits Murphy. And he's back, folks, as long as he's rested. I mean, he played all the games in Milwaukee. He took yesterday off, came in, slapped a base hit to left, and now he's got 2 tonight. Don't forget, he lined out hard to left field his first time up. And he was running real well coming around first. Check it out.
Looks good slowing down, too. First pitch to Mark Reynolds. Marquez hit a fly ball to right and walked.
I mean, better than he looked before, right? He's back,
you can
man.
hit, you can hit.
He's back.
But you got to have your base to really do what Murph's capable of. 9 Washington hits now in 5 innings plus 1 batter.
I think it'd be cool if it was ever allowed to have a camera to follow a guy around that's coming back from a knee surgery to see what he goes through on a daily basis to get ready for 1 baseball game. Just, hey, you're getting in your Uber, you're going to the ballpark, here's the camera, you get in the clubhouse, you're hooked up to this machine, that machine, massage. I mean, you name it, just to see what these guys go through to get out here for 1 baseball game, and then guess what? Do it all again the next day. That's not even talking about the weights and the tee work and the cage work. I'm just talking about physically getting ready to participate.
Reynolds to the left side, picked off by Prado. First out, 6th inning. Next up, Matt Wieters before Max Scherzer.
And then what they do after the game too, Cart. Same thing. You go in, you grab a bite to eat, you get hooked up to machines, you ice your knee, and you do it all over again after the game. And It's just a lot of work to get out for one baseball game. I wish people could see it.
Had a ground ball to short and then one to third. Actually, the second one was pulled to the second baseman, Castro, prior to the Scherzer double play ball to third. So the Nationals putting constant pressure on Pablo Lopez and the Marlins here tonight. Youngsters at 92 pitches here in the 6th inning. He threw 83 with 56 strikes, giving up 5 runs in 5 innings as the Nats made that amazing comeback from 9 down. He's due to bat first, bottom of this inning. Murphy made a little move to third, and then Riddle headed for the bag, and Lopez stepped off.
Pablo Lopez is obsessed with Daniel Murphy at second tonight.
Eliezer Hernandez indicating that this will be it for Lopez. By the way, Victor Robles has now doubled. So he has a double, a homer, a walk, and a stolen base, and it's the 5th inning.
He's ready. Call him up.
For the Syracuse Chiefs. Fastball up. 2 down. Well, let's do this fishy thing again. The Nats dominating 15-1 against the Marlins. Run differential almost 70. Everything else working in tandem. The on-base percentage plus slugging as a team, 934. Crazy. Those are the numbers coming into this one. So the run differential's now plus 71. And Max got a 2-run inning going when he led off the third with a hard bouncing ball up the middle for a hit. Whoa! Up and in, and Scherzer hit by that pitch.
Left elbow. He's not going to show that it hurt at all, trust me. Let's see how firmly it struck him. Forearm. Left forearm.
Don Mattingly's going to make his move right now. He knows this one's on the verge of getting away if it hasn't already. And with Adam Eaton coming in, we'll have a pitching change. Lopez will go 5 2/3. And the Nats, to this point, 4 runs. Need expert printing? The UPS store has you covered. Together, there's nothing they can't solve. 4-0 Nats into the Miami bullpen with Hernandez. All Nats in game 2 of this 4-game series. Eliezer Hernandez, 8th inning last night. Pitched to one batter. He got Trey Turner to end a Nationals rally. He'll face Adam Eaton here, who faces him for the first time. 2 on, 2 out. Double switch by Don Mattingly. Pitcher spot now 8th, and in center field, Cameron Maybin batting 9th, replacing Sierra. Adam tonight, a double, a run, and a walk. He's 1 for 2.
Hey, even though you're up 4-0, you know, the Nats have talked about recently adding on and how they go through kind of a stale period in the middle innings. 4-0 seems super safe with Max on the mound, but could always use more.
So Max on for the second time tonight. His on-base percentage for the year, by the way, is over 300. 2-1. Eaton IDing early the off-speed, ball 3. Kind of likes it here. Small sample size. Kind of likes it here. I think it's a great ballpark for guys like Adam Eaton. Whoa, he's going to have to come back. Big gaps here.
Ugh.
Three-two runners on the move. Murphy and Scherzer. Nissan on the at-bat. Now that's ball 4. Bases loaded for Trey Turner. Adam Eaton walks for the second time tonight. Third free pass given the Nats.
It's been a while since Trey hit a grand slam against the Marlins.
Couple of weeks. Adam Conley, of course, the victim of that in DC. Talking last night, he'd be an all-star if he didn't have to face the Nats. Conley.
Yeah, he's got a block. The one thing I always found out, Carb, that was one of my keys too, keeping your front shoulder closed. You feel like if you keep it closed and you're having success, that you sometimes want to keep it more closed, and you end up starting to wrap your bat because a little bit felt good, so you think more feels better with the front side closed, and that's something you have to guard against when that's your key to lock in, keeping that front side closed. A tendency as you move forward to over-exaggerate that. And then you can become too closed and not get to the inside pitch. That's not the case with Trey, but I've seen it happen before.
9 pitches, only 4 strikes so far for Hernandez. 2-1. Outside, he says again. All the pressure on the pitcher here. All of it.
It's all right, you don't want that 3-1. You're looking for something middle. That was a borderline strike. Don't want to swing at that. And now we get to watch Max run, so that's even better.
Yeah, I'm glad Eaton didn't foul off about a half dozen pitches on that 3-2 count. There's another 3-2 count. Bases loaded. 2 outs, and the Nats trying to add on to that 4-run lead. And Trey Turner is going to take one on the outside edge. Battling back Hernandez to keep it 4-0. And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
4-0 Nats, bottom of the 6th. Max is dealing tonight. There's certain nights when he's got his B game going on, he'll just fight you. Tonight he's got the A+ stuff. So Fios by Verizon Expo. Watch this slider. Isn't that cool? Unless you're hitting. Watch where Sierra's eyes are in this. Nowhere near the point of contact. And then watch the slider under Justin Moore's hands. The subtle lane change there for strike 3. I could watch that all night long.
Leadoff man Cameron Maben came in on the double switch. He's 1 for 4 career against Max. Wow. I mean, that thing is cutting, and it's got some hair on it, too.
Well, he's got a feel for where to start it and where it's going to end up. I mean, he's just on top of it. It's out front. His mechanics are all synced up tonight. I talked to Matt Wieters about the Scherzer slider. He says he likens it to bowling. When you have a hook and you start it kind of on the outside of the lane, knowing it's going to come back and hit the head pin, when he's got a good feel for it, that thing bites about halfway and breaks off a table, a lot like a bowling ball.
Sounds to me like that's the old saying, trusting your stuff.
Well, you know, when you bowl and you have the hook spin and the feel on where to start it, where it comes and hits the head pin, same thing with Max's slider. He's got a great feel for it tonight, knowing where it's starting and where it's going to end up.
That is some serious jammage. And then Murphy's throw pulls Adams off the bag, and Maben is safe. So the Marlins, for the first time tonight, have a leadoff man on.
Yeah, Murph will tell you he probably should have kept moving through this ball, but once he planted his feet and got rid of it, now the arm was late, and the throw went up the line. Did take a funny hop at the end, though.
Here's Derek Dietrich. Grounded to short and a taken strike 3. Daniel Murphy's first error of the year. And only the Nationals' 40th in 103 games. 103 games, the fewest in all of Major League Baseball. Not much in the Marlins box. Anderson hit by a pitch, 1 out, 4th inning. The Prado bouncer sneaking through, 1 out, 5th inning. And now Maben reaching on the error. Max Scherzer came in. Opponents hitting 187 against him. And as of the end of the 5th inning, it was down to 184. Dietrich gone for the second time looking. Strikeout number 7.
Fastball command. 3-pitch see ya. It's hitting 111 against Max in an 0-2 count. That just went down.
And Scherzer's ERA after the 5th inning down to 2.35 from its starting point at 2.43. Not quite 2 hours ago. Anderson has popped up to second and been hit by a pitch. Bringing that slider in the front door tonight. You talked about the 2 consecutive he threw a few innings ago.
Steering it perfectly, right where he wants it almost every single time. Where usually he does one of 2 things: fastball up and goes north with the heater, or he expands the slider off the plate away, or at least that's the idea. He just shook. There it is. He wants the slider away.
Bryce Harper shaded toward right center. Infield pretty straight up on the right-handed batter. Well, that was close. Looked like a straight change, and it just veered off the plate, according to Chris Siegel. Got it right.
.70 pitches. Very economical tonight for Max. He'd love a ground ball right here. You just don't think of double plays when you think of Max, because all of his stuff is either strikeout or fly ball stuff. Not a ground ball pitcher by any means.
Got him. Bottom of the zone, strikeout number 8. 2 outs in the 6th.
It's just so fun to watch him pitch. And when I say pitch, I mean in every sense of the word. I'm going to throw this pitch here so that I can throw the next pitch there, so I can throw the third pitch here, and to have the talent to execute that almost every single time flawlessly. It's just amazing to sit back up here in the rocking chair and watch this guy go to work. And there's so many pitchers in the big leagues that have plans, but they can't execute them, so all of a sudden they get desperate and they just try to throw a strike, and that's when it gets knocked around a little bit. But he's got a purpose for every pitch, setting up the next pitch to set up the next pitch. So many weapons at his disposal, but the execution of it. So there's a slider. He can repeat that, expand it further away, or he can blow him up with the fastball in. But that pitch was for a purpose, to get to this pitch, to get to the next pitch. It's just amazing to watch every fifth day.
That's a perfect fastball to the outer edge. And Real Muto having a chat with Chris Siegel.
But don't forget, he threw him a bunch of sliders last time. So now Real Muto's thinking, oh, here it comes. I'm going to sit on the slider. Fastball strike one, fastball strike two. You can't think with him or sit on a pitch because you just don't know what's coming.
Big time grunt on the 0-2 heater. By the way, JT Real Muto, not many pitchers can say this, but he has been dominated by Max Scherzer. 2 for 29 with the 0 for 2 tonight. He does have a solo homer against Max, who has struck him out 9 times. Got him. Off speed, up, foul tipped. Strikeout number 9, and Max is 2 Ks away from that 200 thing again. Nats, and because of Max, 0-1-0 Marlins, 4-0 ball game into the late innings here, and the Nats are in good position to get that 3rd win in a row. And we look back, talked about Roark Wednesday. Tommy Malone kept it reasonable last night. Now you're looking for your ace to just go ahead and close this thing out.
Yeah, the offense with some runs early, adding on, getting some lead early in the game when you talk about the offense, but then you start to look at Max, and if you dig a little bit deeper to what he's doing, it's just amazing what I talked about. You know, we always show the home run on the highlights, right? It's fun to watch. Yeah. But how did you get to the home run? You battled to get to a 3-1 count. Maybe you fouled off a tough pitch, and all of a sudden you worked real hard to get that pitch to hit it out. And to watch Max the way he's executing his game plan tonight, it's been flawless. Ground ball up the middle is all the Marlins have.
Top of the 7th, Bryce Harper. Bryce 1 for 3 against the right-hander Hernandez. because he had such a great stroke to left field last time. Bryce having a good night. Sac fly back in the third, RBI number 61. Then that single in the fifth. And he dropped off speed on him on 2-0. Harper can't reach that one up and away. Second strikeout by Hernandez.
Well, time for some Geico highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Trey Turner with a double his first time up. Then Matt Adams got the Nats on the board with a 2-out knock, and watch Trey run. 6.7 seconds from second to home.
Now Matt Adams pops one up left side. Real Muto. Quick second out here in the seventh. Then there's Mr. Soto. Blasting one out of here first time up. 2 for 4 against this right-hander. How could he take that pitch after we put those numbers up there?
Because he was sitting fastball and it was a changeup.
It was. So if you throw him a first pitch fastball, you're asking for it.
Good pitch. Well, here he goes. 2 strikes dance.
Pretty well hit, tailing to the left field corner, and that ball is just foul. Kind of interesting when you think about Soto's start to his career this year. There's hardly a spot between the 2 foul poles he hasn't hit a ball to.
Line to line pop.
Yeah. And that one has a little more slice on it. Nice catch. Well done.
I think a 2-strike approach in stance is more of a mindset than anything. I know he's spreading out to keep his head a little more still. He's choking up to feel the barrel in the strike zone a little more. But all of it, it's a mindset. It's like, I'm fighting you. Here we go. I'm getting down and dirty, and let's do this. And then the little 2-step in the batter's box after he takes the pitch. I mean, he's becoming must-see TV as at bats. They really are.
Unbelievable. Where do you pitch him? And that ball booted by Maben. And because Soto was hustling to first, he's standing at second. Base hit and an error.
You know, there's times when even though somebody's wearing you out on the other side, you admire your opponent. And I know Don Mattingly is just loving this swing. Even though Juan Soto's killed him in this series, and you see the boot in center field, 107-mile-an-hour, 2-strike single. So there's another hit with Juan Soto with 2 strikes. For Juan Soto with 2 strikes.
Murphy walked. Setting up a Hernandez-Reynolds matchup, Mark. 9 career games against the Marlins and 2 hits or more in 5 of them. Soto now 3 for 5 against Hernandez. It's kind of interesting as we traveled around at the beginning of every series. We're given some matchup sheets with numbers between the pitchers on their staff, the hitters on our staff, and vice versa with the 2 teams. Now, as we get around the league a little more, Juan Soto is starting to see pitchers for the 2nd and 3rd times around. And he did so well first time around. Now he's getting even more familiar with some of these guys, especially those in the division.
If you can hit, you can hit. And he can hit.
Reynolds 0 for 2 with a walk. And the front door breaking ball low. Out into short center and over toward the short gap a bit, Maben. So the Nats will leave a couple. They've stranded 9. Time to stretch in Miami. .75 pitches, 51 strikes, 9 strikeouts. Justin Bour, 1 pitch, fly ball, right center. Adam Eaton made the call. Nothing at all wrong with very quick outs at this stage of the game as Max Scherzer tries to go at least 7 for the 12th time this year.
All right, in case you haven't heard, this is getting real close. Peanuts are going to celebrate the movie Grease with a meet and greet with Didi Khan. That's Saturday night, so that's tomorrow, and we won't have to read this again. Peanuts, Greece, tomorrow. There you go. Go watch the kids play. You shouldn't need a reason. That's a good ball club with a good manager. How about that?
That was a rather irritated look by Starlin Castro. He has struck out and lined out to center. Wants time out to take a practice swing and get back in there. His last at bat ended on the first pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mark Reynolds, a bobble, and then he throws it over the top of Matt Adams. Ball hit off the wall over there. And second base for Castro.
I mean, they could give him 2 errors on this. We'll see how they score it. That could be 1 and this could be 2. Depending on where you thought Castro was in relationship to the bobble. Kind of hesitation there by Mark. Ball kind of squirts out of his glove. He stays with it nice and then rushes the throw. So
we'll see. Prado 1 for 2 is next. They've put 2 errors on the board in addition to Murphy's. So Mark Reynolds did make 2 errors on that play. Prado grounded to short and the base hit up the middle. Still their only of the night. Hard hit to Reynolds, and that eats him up on a bad hop. And Castro will come around and score as Prado ends up at second.
well, let's check it out again. Looked like he kind of hesitated on this one and retreated late. The ball shot on him, so the jab step in, then he tried to get away from the long hop. And they gave that a hit?
They did.
All right.
I mean, if they give him a hit, it's got to be a double. That gets him an RBI as well. And here's JT Riddle, pitcher spot on deck. And now that ball pops up, and Prado had designs on third. Really pulling the string on that one. Wow, fastball, 1-2.
I'm bet where Mark Reynolds is right now. And you have a play that you're still thinking about, and you feel like you have a couple pitches to regroup, and all of a sudden the ball's hit to you immediately, and you're still not there yet. You haven't turned the page, and all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh, here it comes again.
1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out.
Usually big league ball players are good at turning the page. It takes a second, but that was the very next pitch, and he was still thinking about, man, I had that, it popped out, I threw it away, Max is dealing, now I got to make him throw extra pitches. Boom, ball's hit to you again, and you're not locked in again yet.
Keeps jamming him. One hopper. Matt Adams scampers to the bag. Prado to third, 2 down, and Miguel Rojas will be the pinch hitter.
This would be a good time for a trip. Burn a trip right here. Max is battling to get through this inning. And he just had to hustle over to first. And this is Matt Wieters. That's a good trip by Matt Wieters. He needs a breather right here. I mean, he busted it over there. Matt Adams took it himself. He's in the 7th inning. He's had to throw a few more pitches than he should have this inning. So this is just a breather. This is a good trip. Veteran catcher making the right move. Get your breath. Talk about whatever. What do you want to do right here? Blah, blah, blah. But this is to get Max a little breather.
Miguel Rojas, career against Scherzer, 4 for 16 with a home run and 4 RBIs. 29-year-old infielder, plays a lot of shortstop. Popped him up. Soto. So Max will give up an unearned run in the 7th. To the 8th we go, and he's now gone 12 times this year. Lexus. Experience amazing. What a beautiful Friday night. Right by the bay, downtown Miami, a couple miles to the left. Little Havana, the home of Marlins Park, where the Nats are trying to make it 2 in a row here. And on the year, trying to make it 5 in a row. Gio goes tomorrow, and that's usually bad news for Miami. He's 10-3 in 17 career starts with a 1.93 ERA. The Marlins will throw 25-year-old rookie Trevor Richards. So he's 3-5 with a 4.41, 14 starts. We'll get you going. 6:30 Nats Extra tomorrow night. Gio visualizing an outstanding performance tomorrow night. Here's the 3rd Miami pitcher. It's Javi Guerra. Pitched in the 7th last night, an inning and a 3rd, no runs on a hit, walked a couple. It's Matt Wieters and Max Scherzer on deck. Max, by the way, threw 88 pitches, 62 strikes. And a knock and on base twice. 3-0.
He's having a good birthday. He needs a birthday tater here just to top it off. He might have to bunt, though.
Matt Wieters on a 4-pitch walk. I'm all for him moving the runner and then taking a seat and getting a breather. Seemed like Max was through a whole lot in that inning, but he only threw 13 pitches.
I'd rather see him hit a tater.
Of course. See what Davey Martinez has in mind. Maybe a chance, the skipper thinking, to get that run right back and get it back to slam range with 2 innings to go. Max is such a good hitter. He doesn't bunt much, and that is perfect. That's 1-4 Guerra to Castro on the sacrifice. Max's second of the year.
Nicely done. Get some high fives. Go back down the tunnel.
Quickly, didn't he? Top of the order, Adam Eaton, double, 2 walks, 1 for 2. 18 RBIs on the year. Dodgers lead 4-1 at Atlanta, 6th inning. At Cincinnati, Reds 5, Phillies 3, 7th inning.
I just think when you have resume and you have credentials, and maybe the teams you're chasing don't, if they can see you in the rearview mirror all of a sudden, they're going to get tight. Because everyone's expecting these guys to make a run, and when they do, and it gets, say it gets to 6 and then 5 and then 4 all of a sudden, even say the first week in September it's 4. Now you start to play tight. You're not as free and easy, or oh, here they come. The Braves and the Phillies, it's different. They're going at each other. But if the big boy on the block that's won 4 of the last 6 division titles starts playing well, you see them. Objects appear closer in the mirror, and all of a sudden you start looking at the standings and thinking, oh, here they come. We got to play good. We got to here they, and you start pressing, and the Nats can force the issue by getting that thing down a little bit, because those teams and those young players in Philadelphia and Atlanta have really never experienced a pennant race.
59 games left for the Nats after tonight.
Certain players on those teams would have, but when you look at all the young talented, the Ozzie Albies and Acuna Jr., Odubel Herrera, you start talking about young players, Rhys Hoskins, these guys have never done it before. They're in uncharted waters, so all of a sudden you see the team that's supposed to win coming after you, you play different. That's how you turn it around.
One ball and 2 strikes, and Javier hasn't been able to find a place yet to put the ball where Adam Eaton can't reach it. So a walk and a sacrifice as the Nats try to manufacture a run with the bottom and the top of the order here. And now Eaton turns it back even at 2-2 with a good take.
You just look at end of August, they play the Phillies 3 times at home, then they go to Philadelphia and they play in September at Philly, at Atlanta, 6 games.
Yeah, 2 more trips to Philadelphia.
It's ain't over, not even close.
Maben for the second out. So Dan, how does this all fit in with the mind of Ryan Zimmerman?
Well, Bob, the Nationals have obviously been on the flip side of that over the last handful of years, and Ryan Zimmerman saying down the stretch, you never feel comfortable. It doesn't matter how big of a lead you have, and kind of to FP's point, you put a little bit of pressure on the teams in front of you, and it can make them even more uncomfortable. He says we've been in situations where we've had big leads in September, but you don't feel confident about anything until you lock it up, and Ryan says there's a long way to go. We got to get on a little run here, get hot.
Here's Turner. Trey 1 for 4 with a first inning double and a run scored tonight.
It's different when a team is coming after you versus the team coming after you.
That one right off the end of the bat, and it slows down, and Turner would have beaten it even had Castro picked it up. So Trey turns a 1 for 4 into a 2 for 5. Wieters ends up at third, and Bryce Harper is on to face a right-hander.
Smelling a knock out of the box slowly because of the swing, and then turns on the Jets right here. I love when Trey Turner hits a ground ball to watch the defense go into full-blown panic mode. You remember that stat we had a few years ago with Trey that he was leading the league in forced errors? He used to hit the ball on the ground a lot more, and he would make the defense panic.
Bryce Harper against Javi Guerra, 0 for 1 with a walk. And a sac fly. Doesn't apply here with 2 outs, but first pitch fouled, and everybody checking to make sure Chris Siegel, JT Realmuto are okay, and that ball was redirected. Bryce has 10 RBIs in his last 10 games. Inside out swing. Strike 2. Base hit RBI, 5-1 Nats. Bryce making a nice living on the other side of the field tonight.
Nice answer. And a big 2-out knock for the Nats and Bryce Harper. Both hits tonight the other way, staying in it. Like committed to going the other way. That's tremendous balance, ahead still, and take advantage of no shortstop being anywhere near. And the lead back to 4 for the Nats.
Juan Nieves, the pitching coach. No activity in the Miami bullpen. So the leadoff walk to the number 8 hitter, Matt Wieters, comes back to haunt Javi Guerra here in the 8th inning. Now he's got to deal with Matt Adams, who's 2 for 4 with an RBI tonight. And they match up for the first time. Busted bat, and that's good for another run. Here comes Turner. Harper to third. 6-1 Nationals. Matt Adams, a 3-hit night with 2 batted in.
And staying through it. Third knock of the night. Matt Adams can hit. Full bat, half a bat. Blown out pants. Did he fix his pants? I didn't even look. You gonna put another pair on after he blew out in the first?
Nats now have 26 hits in this series.
You don't change pants when you're hitting. Plus, you're in Florida, and any sort of ventilation is good.
Here's Soto. So the Nats have gotten it back to slam range +1. That ball gashed to the gap. It's going to be at least 7-1 when Harper scores. Adams around third. Bob Henley didn't even wave him. He just pointed to home. And now it's 8-1.
Homer, double, triple for Juan Soto.
In the first base dugout having a good time. And the domination against the Marlins continues. Oh man, he can hit. I'm telling you, must see TV. And Bob Henley knows that he can't stop Matt Adams. He's just pointing like, I'm not even gonna try to stop you because at this point you can't stop. It's like a beer truck with no brakes. And Juan Soto, first career triple. Get him up one more time. He needs a single for the cycle. He needs a double for the cycle. It was a single and an error last time. Clean it up. He can do it.
Murphy 2 hits and an intentional walk. Javi Guerra wearing it for his team here. Rough 8th inning, 4 runs in, nobody warming. 8th Nat to bat in this inning, Murphy. Had the RBI, or rather the pinch hit double off of this guy last night. Now he's going to collect an RBI. The route is on. It's 9-1 Nationals, who have scored 19 runs in 17 innings here in Miami.
I told you last time Murph is back, and he is definitely back. Juan Soto slapping high fives with his oven mitt on.
Mark Reynolds, the 9th Nationals hitter here. Fastball outer edge. At one point in this inning, there were 2 outs with Matt Wieters at second. Turner, Harper, Adams, Soto, Murphy. Consecutive hits driving in 5 runs. Pitch up and Mark all over it. Right at the shortstop, Riddle. 9 Nats come to the plate, 5 score, and Scherzer, big lead.
Scherzer. He's doing everything here. Base hit his first time up. And then absolutely dealing on the mound. You had a feeling he'd be a little re-energized tonight after a long All-Star break deal. 9 strikeouts, 1 run on 2 hits over 7 innings. He's thrown 88 pitches, 62 for strikes. The sacrifice bunt. Keeping the right hand closed is not to jam a finger because that's the moneymaker. Did you see that veteran move right there? 9-1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th, and Max needs a couple of strikeouts to join an elite club.
First up for the Marlins, Cameron Maben, the number 9 hitter. Came in on a double switch and reached on a Murphy error. Nationals made a couple of defensive swaps here. Michael A for Bryce in center, and then Wilmer for Murphy at second base. And as far as we can tell, those are straight up switches. Now Max, a 4-pitch walk to Maben. First walk tonight.
So we talk about attention to detail, the bunts, the base hits, the way he sets up hitters. Look at the right hand and the high fives. He's not opening that hand because he doesn't want to jam a finger, and he's doing the left hand too, just in case. But you saw him in the All-Star game when he came out. He was giving everybody high fives with his glove. That says not to jam a finger in his right hand. So he's got everything covered.
Derek Dietrich 0 for 3 tonight, a grounder, and then 2 called strikeouts. Sammy Solis. And Dietrich will pop it up. Long run for Adam Eaton, and unreachable. But catchable, evidently.
I got this one tonight. Join the Nats for Senior Stroll the Bases. That's presented by Kaiser Permanente on Sunday, August 5th after the Nats take on the Reds, 1:35. The purchase of this ticket, fans 60 and over can enjoy a post-game stroll around the bases. Plus, by request, grandchildren with special tickets can also join in on the fun. That is great. For tickets and information, visit nationals.com.
Thank you, young man. 1 and 2, nobody out. Dietrich again, Scherzer again. Down and in, and there's strikeout number 10.
The cutter underneath Dietrich's hands, so a 4-pitch see-ya this time after a 3-pitch see-ya last time, and a guy that's given Max a lot of problems. Well, I would say a lot of problems, that's overstatement. Solved problems over the years. He struck out 3 times tonight. 75th game with 10 or more strikeouts. 11th time this year.
Brian Anderson, the hitter. And now Max sitting at 199 strikeouts for 2018. Trying to go 8 innings or more for the 4th time this year. So Max, 1 out, 8th inning, just short of 100 pitches. Trying to make it career 10-3 against Miami, which is Gio's record when he takes the mound against the Fish tomorrow night. One other pitcher in baseball has 14 wins, Luis Severino of the Yankees. So Max in line for number 14 here.
Big time grunt by Max on pitch number 100. It's growling.
Trey Turner with the grab, 2 down. JT Real Muto is next.
Deciding if this is his last hitter or not, and who's coming in. Looked like.
And a ball drilled out to center. One hop to Michael A. Taylor. Walk and a base hit. 2 on, 2 out here in the 8th.
Now, Davey Martinez is telling Matt Wieters to go out there and talk to Max, and I think that might have been his last hitter. Sammy Solis is definitely warm, so this isn't, well, maybe it is buying him a few more pitches. We'll see.
Yeah, left-handed Bohr on deck.
You think Davey really wants to go get him right now?
I don't think so.
Does he really want to go out there?
He just wants Max to get an out and take care of that decision and then get 3 more outs after this. Sixth inning is longest when there was an error to lead off the inning and then 3 strikeouts. Max, great economy of pitches tonight. Does he have one more in him? Bohr was strikeout victim number 6 back in the 4th.
Still throwing 96.
And victim number 11 here in the 8th, and that's 200 for Max Scherzer.
Happy birthday, Max Scherzer. 7th straight season with 200 strikeouts.
Joining Seaver, Clemens, and you know who else? The big train, Walter Johnson of the Washington Senators.
Something else. Pick another sport. This is the way you finish an outing, folks. 11th strikeout, 200th on the season. And you can see the emotion from Max. His skipper was all fired up when he got back to the dugout. So is his pitching coach. The bat boy trying to get in on it. So 200 strikeouts for the 7th straight year. Let that marinate a little bit. He's got the baseball. They're saving it. And just another accomplishment for the big right-hander. Unbelievable.
So Tom Seaver, his great run with the Mets, Clemens, and the big train. Listen to these strikeout totals. Let's just go the last 5 years. 252, 276, 284, 268 last year, and now an even 200 with a long way to go here in 18. Max Scherzer, 106 pitches, 74 strikes. Kyle Bearclaw, their hard-throwing back of the bullpen guy, getting some work here as Matt Wieters faces him. Matt was scheduled, and he'll get the rest of the night off. How about Spencer Kieboom? Managers love games like this. Get Bryce out for a couple of innings, get Daniel Murphy off his feet, give Matt Wieters a break, and then give some other guys badly needed at bats.
You know, as a player, you watch other guys play on other teams and you think, oh, that guy might be a Hall of Famer someday. You know, maybe he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I wonder if he's going to be a Hall of Famer. You're all watching one right now. Got to soak it in, man. Say, I used to watch Max Scherzer pitch for the Nats.
Nasty curveball strikes out Kieboom from Kyle Bearclaw.
All right, time for your fourth drive of the game. It's not Max's chopper up the middle. That was my vote. We're going to give it to Juan Soto on this wall scraper. What was it, 420 feet? And then how about a triple to back up the tater? So Juan Soto, homer, triple, single, and an error. He needs a double for the cycle. And they need to get him up one more time. Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. That'll help.
And there's a knock from Matt Reynolds, pinch hitting for Scherzer. And for Matt, his second hit at the big league level this year. Just reported to the ball club with Anthony Rendon going on maternity leave, and a feel-good knock for him. Top of the order. 1-on-1 out. Boys are up there hacking, and Eaton gashes one right at Maben. 2 down. Trey Turner, 2 for 5. Turner, 1 for 7 career against Bearclaw. To the shortstop, Riddle. Time for a nice, quick, clean bottom of the ninth and get out of here. Well done, Max Scherzer. 3 pages with what the boys have done tonight. Max at the bottom line, fitting, right? All starts with great pitching. So Matt Adams, a big night. 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Soto does his thing. Homer, single, triple. He's driven in 3. Bryce, a couple of RBIs. Not pictured. Murph drove in a run. Max Scherzer was on base twice with a sacrifice.
Offense is cool. It really is.
Sammy Solis for the 9th.
Numbers on Sammy. Opponent's hitting 257 against the fastball curve change combination.
First pitch swinging, Starlin Castro. Right field, Adam Eaton, 1 down. Well, could it go any better? Max wins tonight. Offense got a win last night, and Gio, who dominates the Marlins, has a rule on tap for tomorrow night's 7 o'clock game. 10-3 career against his hometown team. Martin Prado is next. Spencer Keyboom, the receiver now. And then Matt Reynolds gets a little time over at third base. There's Matt, who just had a base hit. So the Nats pitcher batting in the 7th spot, but not batting the rest of the night. We are fairly confident.
How many fans on the third baseline are saying, man, the third baseman looks different?
Guy gets a base hit and he looks 10 years younger.
He shaved? Did he shave between innings?
Enjoy the rest of the night off there, Mark. Popped up right side. Spencer Keyboom. It was in his mitten, it fell out.
Well, you can tell by his reaction, he's thinking he should have made this play. And he almost caught it twice. Good effort. Close.
Prado, 2 hits tonight and a bouncer that skips off the right side of the mound to Wilmer Defoe, 2 down. Miami native Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight. That's extra straight ahead. I've been told he was in the first graduating class at Miami North High School. More Johnny Holiday trivia for you. And this one out to left center, Soto. And a 1-2-3 ninth for Sammy Solis. 2 hours and 45 minutes for the Nats to once again dominate the Miami Marlins, who they are 8-1 against this year. We'll turn it over to Gio tomorrow night for game 3 of this 4-game weekend series. So the Nats were the ones biting, not the fish in this one. Coverage begins.